Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about the syntactic priming. So in the previous video, we learned how to design a semantic priming experiment. Syntactic priming is very similar to semantic priming in terms of, let's say, building PsychoPy experiments. But let's see how it works. So let me just shift into a full screen mode. So the idea is that if you are exposed to a syntactic structure, you are more likely to produce the same structure in the following sentence. For example, imagine that you hear a passive voice sentence. For example, the apple was eaten by the kid. And then when you are exposed to this structure, you are more likely to produce the same structure in your own speech in the following sentences. Or if you hear a sentence again in passive structure, it is easier for you to process this sentence. Okay, and then how to measure this? So participants usually hear a sentence with a specific structure, for example, passive or dative structure, whatever, and then they see a picture, and then the researcher asks participants to describe the picture. And then he or she decides whether the participants has used the same structure or a different structure. Another way is to play a sentence for participants, uh, which includes a specific structure, for example, a passive sentence, and then uh, participants will hear another sentence with the same structure or another structure, and then we record the time, the processing time, and decide whether participants are faster or slower in processing those structures. So in our file, we are only dealing with production experiments, that is, the experiment in which participants hear a sentence and then they see a picture and researcher asks them to describe the picture. So let's see how we can build a PsychoPy file for syntactic priming. But before that, you can pause the recording now and think about the PsychoPy file and also the input file. Okay, now let's see how we can make a PsychoPy file for a syntactic priming experiment. Okay, so because it is very similar to semantic priming, I work on the semantic priming file. So here again, we have a fixation cross. We name it. It starts from 0. It remains on the screen for half a second, and then the value is constant. Okay, and then instead of prime text, here I need to have a picture, an image. So let's just remove this. So here I need to play them an audio file. So I need a sound here. So let's say prime, and then it starts from 0. Uh, it goes as long as the file continues. Uh, okay, and then in the next step, after hearing the file, in the target routine, I don't have again a text, I have a picture. So let's insert an image. Let's call it target. It starts from 0 and it stays for some more time because participants are going to produce the sentence, let's say for 10 seconds, and then let's click on OK. We don't have any word or non-word, but we can ask them to press one of the keys to continue. So let's say proceeding key. So it starts from the beginning, and then it's the stop is based on the condition, force end of routine, and let's define space key for proceeding. And there is no correct response, and uh, let's store the reaction time, and then let's click on OK. But you should remember that this key should be below picture, so move down. Okay, so here they see a fixation cross, they see a prime audio. Let's just rename the routine to prime maybe structure. Okay, and then here instead of target word, let's call it, oh sorry, I just removed everything. So yeah, insert the routine, target word, yeah, but let's rename it to target structure. Okay, so they see a fixation cross, they hear a prime structure, and then they see a picture, and then they should press space key to continue, and then you can have instruction and end message at the end. And let's go back to the Excel file. So I have index and item number. Instead of prime words, I have prime structure. And then here you have your sentences. For example, the apple was eaten by the kid. And then you have other priming structure here. And then for target words, I should change it to target structure. And then here, sorry, so I made a mistake. So for prime structure, because they do not see the sentences, they hear the audio. So 1 dot wave, 2 dot wave, 3, 4, 5. I mean, the audio files are played back. And then in the target structure, they see the pictures. So 1.jpg, 2.jpg, and then 3.jpg, 4.jpg, and 5.jpg. And then instead of target type, you can say whether it is experimental or filler. Let's call all of these experimental for now. And then we don't have this column because there is no correct response. Okay, and you should remember to save all the audio files and picture files in the same folder as your CyclePy file. Let's come back to the CyclePy file and make necessary changes. The fixation cross routine doesn't need any change. The prime routine, so the name is prime. So the sound should be $. It means go to the Excel file grab prime structure file, go to the Excel file and play the file under this column. Let's click on OK. And then in target structure, for the image activity, we need a change here. Go to the Excel file and grab the picture under this column, target structure, and then let's click on set every repeat, click on OK, and the keyboard doesn't need any change. Yeah, so this is syntactic priming uh, experiment. It should be ready to go. And yeah, so in next lecture, I'm going to talk about the remaining priming types. Okay, so have a good day.